Hello, and welcome to today's discussion where I will be talking about Tudor dress hooks. And this is an example of a dress hook. This is one that I bought back in, I think it was 2004, may have been 2005, at the Pennsic War. And I bought this specifically because it has a Tudor rose right here. The only thing was, when I bought it, I didn't actually know what this was. I was just so excited about an actual thing with the Tudor rose on it from the 16th century. So I bought it. And then I did my research to find out what the thing was that I bought. So let me share with you the information that I found, and make sure to click subscribe to be updated when part 2 of this video comes out, because my husband is a blacksmith and he is going to be trying to help me learn how to make my own dress hooks. So that will be part 2 of this video. So again, click subscribe to be updated when that video comes out. Now on to today's discussion. So again, today I will be talking about 16th century dress hooks, specifically for women's clothing. And the picture here is just a picture of this one, the hook that I bought. So here's an example of a dress hook. This is at the British Museum. And one of the things I found when looking at dress hooks is that every single one I found was made of silver gilt, except for there is one later that was made from white silver, but they're all made from silver. So that's the first thing to notice. This particular dress hook is English, and I have the length at the bottom. However, the museum did not provide the width for this particular dress hook. This specific dress hook is cast with 3 bosses set onto a heart-shaped backplate, applied with filigree ornament, and the backplate is scalloped around the edge. Here is another dress hook at the British Museum. This one is made of silver gilt. It is a trefoil-shaped cusped backplate with 3 large bosses applied with filigree ornament. Originally, it had a pin securing a central element on the backplate, the bar for attachment on the reverse, and the hook broken at the tip. It is also English, and I have the length, the weight, and the width at the bottom on the left-hand side. Here is another dress hook. This is with the Hampshire Cultural Trust, and again, it's made from silver gilt. It is 3 hemispherical bosses, each with applied filigree ornament in the form of 3 circlets with granulated knobs. The inner circlets have no knob, as in the center of the object there would have been a rosette, which is now missing. The object's fastening bar is also missing. This dress hook is English, and again, the length, the width, and the weight is at the bottom on the right side. Here is another dress hook. This one is at the Creative Museum. It's made of silver gilt, and it originally was found in Northleach. The museum did not provide any information regarding the height, or the length, the width, or the weight. Here is another dress hook, and this one I particularly like just because of all of the detail in the little flower. This hook is also at the British Museum. If you want more dress hooks to look at, the British Museum is one of the places to look at. This particular dress hook is the one that I was talking about that's made of white silver rather than silver gilt. It is in the form of a flower head. On the front, 2 layers of 5 petals in a circle, the innermost row punched and filed, the outermost row with projecting knobs alternating with 5 petals. A domed-headed pin at the center holds the different layers of the fitting together and is riveted to the back plate. On the back is a recurving hook and a bar attachment. This particular hook was found in, if I mispronounced this, I'm sorry, Wymondham. It's in Norfolk, and the length, the weight, and the width is on the bottom right corner. So far I have been showing you actual dress hooks in museums. But what did they use the hooks for? Here are 2 examples of hooks actually being used. On the left-hand side, if you can see where I have the red oval, the dress hook is hooked to the, we'll call it the hem of the skirt. So imagine pulling the hem of your skirt up to your waist and then putting a hook in and then taking the cord around your waist and then hooking the other hook into the hem. And then this helps keep your skirt up off of the ground, so that way if it's, say, muddy or just a dirty floor, this helps keep your skirt from getting dirty. On the right side is another example of a dress hook being used. This one is, I believe this is a partlet, and it's the back of it. Some partlets you will find are rectangle shaped in both the front and the back. Other partlets are rectangular in the front, but have a triangular shape in the back. And to help keep that triangular shape flat against the back, to help it keep a smooth form on the backside rather than, say, curling up or swishing around, a dress hook is put at the bottom corner of that triangle and then hooked to the jacket that the lady is wearing, or the kirtle. And this particular one on the right side is from a painting from 1564. And I forgot to mention it, the drawing on the left-hand side is from Hans Holbein the Younger, and that one's from about 1532 to 1543. Here are a few more examples of dress hooks being used in history. On the left-hand side, this lady is a weeper. She is on the tomb of Sir Richard Knightley and Jane Skinner at the Church of St. Mary the Virgin. And this I put as circa 1539. The tomb, Sir Richard died in 1538, and then Jane died in 1539, which is why I put it as circa 1539, since the weeper, this lady, along with three other ladies, are on Jane's side of the tomb. So you have the husband and wife on top, and then the women weepers are on Jane's side, and then the male weepers are on Sir Richard's side. And if you look with this particular weeper, you will see she has the dress hooks holding, not instead of the hem of her skirt, like with this one, it was the hem of the skirt. This one, it looks like probably right about her knees would be where the skirt was pulled up from the knees up to the waist, and then the dress hook hooked, wrapped around the waist with the cord, and then the other hook holding the other part of the skirt up. This again just helps keep your skirt up off the ground for whatever reason. If say you're walking outside and it's muddy, it's snowing out, and you want to keep your skirts from getting wet or raining, it helps keep your skirts up. And the other reason why I put this as circa 1539, if you notice, this particular lady is wearing a gable hood. That's the house that looks like it's sitting on your head. And by the 1540s, that particular type of hood was growing out of fashion. On the right-hand side is another painting by Peter Bruegel, and he is Dutch. And this painting is part of a larger painting. It's called The Wedding Dance, and it's from about 1566. This particular painting is at the Detroit Institute of Art. And again, just like with this painting on the right side, you can see she has the triangular piece going down on her back, and at the very end is a dress hook hooking on to her dress. And more examples of dress hooks in paintings. On the left-hand side is another painting by Peter Bruegel, but the one thing to keep an eye on, you will find this one on the right side. If I go back, The Wedding Dance, that's by Peter Bruegel the Elder, and this one on the left-hand side is by Peter Bruegel the Younger. This painting is from about 1600. It's called The Wedding Dance in the Open Air, and it is part of a larger painting that is at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And this particular painting is a bit darker in just the light shading, but you can still see where you have the triangle piece going down. And just based on the painting, even though you can't see a dress hook, I'm guessing a dress hook has to be there just because of how flat it is against her back. It makes sense that a dress hook would be there, because if you look on the painting on the right-hand side, it's the same thing for the most part. The painting on the right-hand side is The Peasant Dance. It's by Peter Bruegel. However, the Kunsthistorisches Museum does not specify if it's the elder or the younger Peter Bruegel who painted this one. And again, this lady is part of a larger painting. It was painted in 1568, but I zoomed in specifically on her dress. Again, you can see the partlet around the top, going over the shoulders, and then going down the back on a triangle piece with the dress hook hooking onto the back of her kirtle. And if you want to see more dress hooks that actually existed in history, then I highly recommend checking out this website. I have the website at the end of this discussion. I'll have the website link for it. And it's by the Colchester Treasure Hunting and Metal Detecting. And if you just scroll down the page, you will find examples upon examples upon examples of different hooks that were found. And they're even organized by early medieval period, post-medieval period, 17th century. I think it's really neat to just explore and see all of the dress hooks that have been found. So these are just a few examples of what is on that website page. If you have questions, here's my Works Cited page. And here's more on my Works Cited page. And one that I did add to this, if you look, you'll see Talbot Spine Accessories. That is the merchant where I bought this particular dress hook from, if you'd like to check out the merchant's website. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Post your comments below. Remember to select thumbs up if you like the video. And remember to click subscribe to be updated when new videos come out, particularly part 2 of this video, where my blacksmith husband will attempt to try to teach me how to make my own dress hook.